We're going to start with 2018 overview, 2019 outlook. So on the industrial side, about 30,000 hectares of space is now allocated to industrial in and around the south and Ho Chi Minh City. And you can see the split there in terms of Binh Duong, Dong Nai, and how it's color coded and where. So this is just for industrial parks. Then for the industrial land, average price about $96, which is increasing quite significantly. Factories or warehouses between $2 to $6. And then if you look at the shading, I'm not sure whether this comes out quite well, but you can start to see where the growth rates are happening. So we can start seeing the trends in the market, and we can see, increase in land values, Ho Chi Minh City, Binh Duong, up by 9% on the year. So we can start to map and see where we're seeing growth in the market and where we're seeing highest growth in the market. Again, for occupancy levels, about 86%, and now we can base that in terms of the key industrial zones around the city. Future supply, about 15,000 hectares of new industrial parks coming to the market, with Long An in particular being the most active province coming to, or the most future supply coming in Long An. So the industrial outlook for 2019, hot sector, very hot sector. Overall, we're going to start to see requirements become a little bit more sophisticated. So requirements for warehouses at the moment still very immature, but we're starting to see requirements move up the value chain, and we're seeing slightly more sophisticated warehouses coming to the market. And then the occupancy levels and pricing will also continue to rise throughout 2019. So big sector, lots of interest, really dominated by free trade agreements being signed off, the movement from China, so you have the manufacturing side and also the domestic consumption side now driving this sector. Apartments for sale, again, what we've tried to do is give you a good understanding of the market, of where we're starting to see all the development activity around the city. So what you can see now is very clearly, obviously, the CPD area, where you see the premium and luxury apartments being launched. So the purple dots there are the luxury apartments. And as you move out of the city, you see the premium, mid-end, and then affordable the further you go out. So that 10-kilometer radius is where we see most of the affordable product, between 5 to 10 kilometers outside of the city. So this is really good. It starts to give you, it brings to life what is the development activity within the city. So completed cumulative launches now, about 260,000 launches in and around the city. So new launches in 2018. So what we can now do, we can look at the market, about 37,000 new launches in 2018, and we can start to see where the clusters happen. So that there was a definite movement in 2018 between the east and the west. So a lot of development activity in Tu Duc and District 9, and also in District 8, interestingly enough. So certainly for the affordable sector. The bigger the dot, the larger the project. So that the large red dots are projects over 1,000 units. Future launches for 2019, about 45,000 units we're projecting to be launched in 2019. And now we can start to see where those new launches are going to happen. Again, the larger dots are for larger scale projects, and the red ones are affordable, mid-end grey, and the black are the premium end of the market. So very clear development activity, again, moving in the east and west. But for the premium end of the market, we're starting to see this shift down to the south. So down to District 7, away from the city, we're seeing a lot of development activity in the mid and premium end of the market. Units sold. So again, the heat map here shows us that units sold in 2018 So for about between 5 to 7,500 units sold are in the darker blue colors. So in District 8 actually was the highest district. So the highest number of units were sold in District 8 last year. The next one down is District 2 and District 7, and then the lighter blue colors are the less units sold. So again, we can start to see trends in the market, start to see where the development activity is. Obviously, the number of units that are being sold track where the new launches are happening. And then premium prices, and I think this one will be interesting for anyone that's looking to acquire property at the moment. Taking it back to 2014, so really from this cycle, 2014 to where we are today, to see which districts have performed the best. The darkest one, Tu Duc and Govap, they have seen the largest increase, over 40% increase in pricing over the last 4 to 5 years. So significant increase. Now the reason for that is most of the units being launched in those markets are coming off a very low base, so they're affordable housing, mainly in the affordable housing product. So the low base means you have quite a big increase on, certainly from a percentage point of view. But again, so District 9, Bintan, Tanfu, etc., all of these districts have seen significant 20, 30, 40% growth over the last 4 years. So the outlook for apartments, what are we going to see? As I mentioned, I started off, long delays. I mean, this is a big problem in the market at the moment, the approval process being very long. We cannot get the authorities to sort of make decisions and to sign off. Projects launch, I mean, we're still talking about 40,000 plus new launches coming to the market, but the interesting part is that only 30% of those are sort of new launches. Most of the projects coming to the market in 2019 have already had a soft launch. And then, so only 30% will be new product coming to the market. Primary prices, I think we'll still continue to see increases, basically because we're not seeing the number of new approvals. And then the movement towards smaller scale units, we've started to see over the last 5 years. So before 2013, average size was over 100 square meters. Thank you very much.